What if I told you that if you lined up all the fries that are sold in 1 year worldwide next to each other side by side the long way, that the length of those fries would reach the dwarf planet Pluto? Maybe not quite, but at a staggering 39 million miles, that's to say if every fry was the perfect 3 inches, a surpassing of the orbit of Mars at its closest point to the Earth would not be an exaggeration. That's a lot of potatoes, and this is by the numbers. Today's feature is a breakdown of some of McDonald's most interesting numbers and facts. You ready? Let's get numberfied. 850,000 and 1.7 million make up the numbers of McDonald's workforce within the US and worldwide. These numbers translate into 1 in every 200 workers and 1 in every 2,000 workers are employed by McDonald's both in the US and worldwide. Of the 850,000 employees, 680,000 are frontline staff, the burger flippers and cashiers, with roughly 620,000 of them being part-time. 127,500 make up the restaurant-level managers, and about 42,500 occupy space in upper management. Now let's break that down into McDonald's payroll for a year on average. With roughly 680,000 full and part-time frontline staff employees earning an average of $18,000 a year equates to $12.2 billion. 127,000 restaurant managers earning an average of $42,000 equates to $5.3 billion, and 42,000 upper management employees earning an average of $120,000 rounding out at another $5.1 billion pushes McDonald's payroll just north of $22 billion annually. That's the equivalent to Netflix's annual revenue. Now let's get into U.S. McDonald's stats. There are roughly 14,000 McDonald's restaurants in the U.S., with an average of 280 restaurants per state, and with states like California having far more, and states like Wyoming having far less than the average. The actual number of fast food joints can vary greatly from state to state. On average, McDonald's serves 17,400 customers per minute, nearly 25 million per day, over 9 billion per year, equating to hundreds of billions of customers served in its 70-something year lifetime. Now that's a lot of customers. There are approximately 50 menu items, with around 20 being breakfast, and the rest rounding out lunch and dinner foods that are featured every day at the drive-thru and inside restaurant menu boards. Speaking of drive-thrus, did you know that nearly 25 million Americans a day wait in their cars for 4 minutes on average to get their Happy Meal before driving off, and then finding out 2 miles down the road that McDonald's forgot the barbecue sauce that they ordered with those chicken nuggets? Now multiply that number by 365 days, and a Big Mac number of 6.4 billion people on average per year make that treacherous journey through those golden arches. Compare that number to the world's population, and what you get is everyone on the earth getting the opportunity to go through McDonald's drive-thru 1 time a year, like the other things that come once a year like your birthday and Christmas. Now ever wonder how many burgers, fries, drinks, chicken McNuggets, Happy Meals, and ice creams get sold on a regular and yearly basis? I bet, so let's break it down. Why don't we start with the burgers? I'm talking Big Macs, double cheeseburgers, McDoubles, and Quarter Pounders, to name a few. Approximately 12.5 million of these beef bricks are sold per day, and nearly 4.7 billion of them are sold every year. To put it into perspective, nearly 1.2 billion pounds of beef are needed annually to satisfy the masses. Those staggering numbers translate into needing some 7,000 cows per day, and nearly 2.6 million cows per year. And to transport all that meat, you would need 26,000 truckloads to be delivered each year. Next, with a whopping 13 million orders sold every day, and 4.7 billion orders sold each year at McDonald's, we have the beloved French fries. These addicting salty sticks require an army of potatoes to feed this gluttonous population of fast food lovers, and to do so, farmers need to grow nearly 3 billion pounds of potatoes, encompassing 37,000 acres of farmland, or roughly the same size as 28,000 football fields. Next, we have chicken McNuggets. Remember when you had to buy a 20-piece back in the 90s? Because one half was white meat, and the other was that slimy, dark meat chicken that you couldn't stomach? Yeah, good times. Whether you get a 4-piece or a monster 20-piece. McDonald's goes through 2 million McNuggets a day and 766 million a year. That's 12 million chickens a year that have to be cooked to support your chicken McNugget sauce-dipping addiction. During and after the devouring of that value meal you just ordered, you likely got a soda with it, helping you wash down the salt mine you just inhaled. When it comes to a McDonald's soft drink, they kind of have the market cornered on superb taste. With the everyday sodas such as Coke and Sprite, Numerous variations have become options, allowing the consumer over 100 different varieties. Given that fact, it's no wonder why nearly 730,000 sodas are sold every hour, and nearly 6.4 billion a year. That's 730 million pounds of sugar, or nearly the entire weight of the Empire State Building being sipped through a straw each year. Now for the kiddos, and for some of you man-childs, the Happy Meal is just for you. Some buy them just for the toys that come with them, and others because it's just the right size to satisfy that hunger. 100,000 an hour and almost 1 billion a year of these happy little boxed meals end up in the hands of those eager beavers, craving a mini meal and/or the mysterious toy that awaits somewhere inside. McDonald's in the U.S. makes on average per restaurant $326 per hour, $7,800 a day, and $2.9 million a year. Add the approximately 14,000 restaurants together, and you'll get $4.6 million an hour, $110 million a day, and $40 billion a year.